I'm here with the ReneMarie Stroke of Luck Internet TV show, our once a month broadcasting from Long Island. We're so excited to be back in Long Island. We used to do it every week from Long Island, but the Madhouse studio had closed, so we're doing it from an off-site location. Hi everyone, how are you? I see people popping up. Today our guest is a very, very, very special guest. Her name is Virginia Werner. She is a partner with us, and we're going to hear a little bit more about how she went to Las Vegas with our pins and our information, our brochures, and spreaded the awareness about stroke and aphasia in Vegas. So we're really excited about that. And also, we're going to hear a little bit more about her story. She's also a stroke survivor. She's been on our show many, many, many times. We're going to hear about how she's doing in her recovery and how it is to continue to live with the stroke. It's really important to bring our stories to you so that you can understand that a few things. That first of all, strokes can be prevented, but if you can't prevent them, you have to maintain your health afterwards. It really is important to keep awareness and to maintain your health and to visit your doctor and to really be your own advocate, which Lisa and I spoke about the other day on our show. I'm going to hold on one second because I want to move the camera back a little bit because I don't think you can properly see me. So I will be right back. There we go. Okay. A little technical. So and of course we have on this show my co-host, my confidant, the board member of ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation is Judy Marlowe. Hi Judy, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. And here is our Virginia Werner. Thank you, Virginia.
Oh, it's great to be here and see you again, Renee.
Thank you. It's so an honor to be, partners with you because you just have a passion for our awareness, but really for the broader spectrum. You have a sash on. I don't know if you could, we'll take a photo and we'll post it on Facebook. It is beautiful. Can you stand up a little bit so that they could, walk around and, yeah. Model, come on. She's gonna come around. So that, now you could, that's it, get down. Just so they could see yours and, then go down a little. Can you kneel down a little bit?
No, because my knee won't let me.
Okay.
My old knee won't let me do that.
Yes. But we're gonna take a photo. Here, let me take a photo of you and I'll tweet it out so that they could see it. Let me see. Kelly and Ryan do this all the time. So, so I'm gonna send this to Facebook so that you could see how she looks. She looks absolutely beautiful in her sash, and then we're going to talk about how she got the sash and what an honor it is. So here we go. I'm going to post it. I'm posting it right now, so take a look.
First I want to congratulate you on the telethon. Your third telethon. They continue to be a success, and it's an honor to be part of that and to help support you. And I wish you continued luck. And I know you're working to make it next year even bigger and better. I'm really excited.
We're going to be really excited.
Yes. We're trying to confirm a few things because, of course, like I said before, the Madhouse and the Mousetrap Cafe are no longer doing it live from locations. I'm not sure if they're broadcasting off-site the way we are now, but they have been. I really want to give my kudos to the Mousetrap Cafe and the Madhouse Studio because without them, the whole setting wouldn't have really. It wouldn't have come to light.
Right.
It wouldn't have come to light, and we're really honored and privileged to have met them. It's so important. We feel that to work together.
Yes.
And that's what both of you are really wonderful partners with me, because I mean, I can only, you know, be the leader and the visionary, but you know, when I have friends and partners and confidants like yourselves to make things go and to really put your 2 cents in, and sometimes I'm out of whack, sometimes I do things that
I don't know about that.
It always takes a team.
Yes.
It's never one person.
Yes.
Even if it
Yes.
looks like one person, there's many,
Yes.
many people behind them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even with the big stars and stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they need their press agents, and they need, you know, their managers to keep them on track, and they need, you know, so it does. It takes a whole entourage of
Yeah,
people to make
absolutely.
it work. So I really want people to understand that you know, I may be the face, but there's a whole package in the background. And actually they're on our website, so if you want to visit our website, which is www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org, and you can see that we have a page for Ginny on there, and a page for Dr. Mike, and a page for the American Stroke Association, and page for Anne, who is our you know, primary health care expert. So you know, we're really trying to join everybody. And if anybody would like to join us, please, you know, come on and, you know, join us. And we really do need everybody's help. You know, before I go, I really just want to check something out. Hold on 1 second. I wanna see something. Hang on. I just want to give kudos to Rockin' Ron today. Rockin' Ron, I was on the his radio program this morning, and it's www.wsbs.com. And Ron is, Rod Carson is his name. He is a phenomenal DJ. What a voice. What a voice. You guys have to listen to him. And not only that, but I love the music he plays. He plays such engaging music, really rocking. And not only that, but you know, it's like with us when we do a program, you really have to do your homework. You really have to find out about what you're talking about, and about the music so he does such a great job. So Ron, I want to thank you, and I look forward to next month, and I look forward to working with you, and I actually have some ideas. I do. I have some ideas for our telethon with Ron. And I have some ideas for our, you know, to use his voice, because he's got a unique voice. So thank you, Ron. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you this week. Okay, so Ginny, let's get to, you know, let's start backwards, because, you know, tell us about your sash. You Miss Senior USA East Coast.
Okay, I'll try to keep it as short as I can.
That's okay.
We
have an hour.
Okay. Well, then I'll speak more slowly. First and foremost, I am part of New York Senior America,
right,
which is a pageant organization for women over 60. I competed in New York in 2013, and I won the New York State Crown.
Wow.
Which was like, wow, whoever heard of this, and then to actually, you know, win a crown for something like that, and became.
Tell them about the qualifications and what you did.
Okay, well, the competition, we don't even like to call it a pageant, because people call it a beauty pageant, and it's not.
No.
It's about inner beauty. It has nothing to do with your face or your shape or anything like that. But the competition is in 4 parts. There's a private interview with the 5 judges. There, you have to model an evening gown, and it's about the woman in the gown, not the gown on the woman. There are women I've seen in very plain gowns who score very highly, because it's the way they carry themselves.
That's right.
Well, I really wanted to say that before you continue, is what I've gotten from the Senior America, the New York Senior America, because I've gotten very involved and met a tremendous amount of people through Judy and through Ginny, is that the distinguished that they have and the way they carry themselves, and the confidence that this organization provides for them. And that really is important at our age, because, you know.
And it's also a sisterhood.
It's a sisterhood,
Women are very close.
Very supportive.
Yes.
I mean, we're senior people. People get sick, you know, partners pass away, and everyone is there for everyone. And it's, where do you go at the age of 60 to make new friends, to find a new a new family.
And it's so inspiring.
You know,
it's so
When
inspiring.
I walked into the room, first I had spoken with Marlene Schuss, who's our state administrator, prior to the competition, and she's a salesperson. You talk to her for 35 seconds, and she's got you on your way to the moon. She takes raw recruits every year, women who've never been on a stage, women who've never spoken in public, and she turns them into pageant contestants.
Right.
And a lot of them don't come in to win. They come in to meet people, they come in to have the fun, to have the experience. So part of that experience, again, is modeling a gown. You have 35 seconds to, on stage, present your philosophy of life.
Wow.
So you have to be able to speak in public.
What was your philosophy of life?
My philosophy is about volunteering, because I had a volunteer dance company for 25 years.
Wow.
And it's that you don't have to sing and dance to have talent. You can go and read to children. You can go and just listen to someone's stories about their life.
Right.
Which makes them, and it's whatever you give back so much.
Right.
When we would finish a show, and everyone would be so, we'd see smiles from people who hadn't smiled in months.
Wow.
And it's
Music helps people who are not
it's music
feeling
and it's
well.
dance. The music and the dance open neural pathways. There's a whole scientific.
Hang on, we're.
Yeah, I'll get to the
Hi, we had an internet interruption, but
We're back.
So
Okay.
yes, we're back.
So and so it's the interview, the gown modeling, the philosophy, and then you have to have a stage talent.
Wow.
You have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Some women come in and they said, I don't have a talent, and then Marlene comes and she invents talent. She really does. She absolutely, it's amazing what she does.
She's very talented. She's gifted at what she
Really,
does.
and
She's very
I'm a
gifted.
belly dancer. I have been belly dancing since the very early 1980s, so I'm an old belly dancer, but I'm a good belly dancer.
But if you watched our telethon, you would have
Yes,
seen
you had a
Jenny
little
both
piece of
years
that.
had both.
Yeah.
At her, the both.
I do more than just the sword dance, but that's what I did as my talent, with a 3-foot sword on my head. I didn't see it because I had to run backstage to change, that I actually got a standing ovation.
Wow.
Everyone, all the contestants had their own little enclave in the audience,
true.
their own little
Everybody-
rooting galleries.
Wow.
He said, when you finished, all the walls went down, everybody went crazy. So I felt very good about that. But in any event, so from that point, once you are the New York State queen, then you go to Atlantic City to represent your state in the national Senior America
Wow.
competition.
And
while
it used to be in Las Vegas, and then
they
they
moved
Atlantic City.
to Atlantic City a few years ago. And while I was there, in line, waiting many times to go on and for the next part of the show, the woman next to me was from Nevada. I'm sorry, it's Nevada. Kat Ray, who was a fantastic singer. And we, for whatever reason, whether it's a past life or whatever, we bonded. We got to be very close friends. And we actually stayed in touch after the pageant was over. When my husband, his company, every year or so sends them out for training in Las Vegas. So when I went out, I piggyback on his trip and visit with Kat. And while she was she was in Atlantic City, she looked around and she said, this could be bigger and better. And she talked to the owners of Senior America, and she said, come to Las Vegas and we can do more. And they said, no, thank you, we like it here. They had been burned. They had been burned by something that had happened the last time they were in Las
Wow.
Vegas. I don't know any of the details, but they're now at resorts in Atlantic City, and they've been there for quite a few
Wow.
years, and it's very nice. They have a beautiful stage, a beautiful theater.
I like resorts.
Yeah.
I like resorts a lot.
So, Kat then started to work on this idea for a new senior pageant, another senior pageant. And she met a gentleman there who said, oh, that's a good idea. And he started to run with it.
Wow.
And they have a beautiful
And it was a
website.
gentleman?
Oh, yes. He is
Wow.
our token male, James Kinsey.
That's pretty awesome.
He just, his ability, and it was kind of like on-the-job training, but, the social media, and he got us on Twitter, and he got us, the website is lovely, and it's being rebuilt now for the senior
It's
universe.
absolutely stunning.
So it took about 2 years. I've taken a leave of absence from the board right now, but I'm the founding board of governors for
Wow.
the Miss Senior USA pageant,
Wow.
and that's what this sash is for.
Wow.
I'm in charge of the regional director for the East Coast. And at the end, as we got closer and closer to the pageant, we still didn't have a pageant director.
Wow.
But I had been organizing all of the information. I had spreadsheets going up one side and down the other with everybody's information, because
And
that's
it's
what
a
I
lot.
do. It was
It's
a lot.
No, but and I take care of the telethon, so I understand
And we-
what a
yeah,
huge
I mean,
project
we had to
it
know,
is.
we had to have their talent and how long, because I had to then arrange the talent portion, just so we didn't have
He
four
did
hours. So much. He worked very hard. He worked day and night, aside from his regular job.
Right.
To, keep a lot of the social media, and he would order things and ship things, and he was amazing. And Kat Ray, who was our founding queen, and they just ran all over Las Vegas. Las Vegas is where all the pageants happen anyway.
Right,
And,
right.
I mean, 3-4 events a day,
I know.
promoting and just supporting, and she's supported many charities before this. She's a very giving person.
Wow.
Um,
Now, who was she? What is she?
She was
How did you
Miss
connect with
Nevada.
her?
She was
Miss
Miss Nevada.
Okay. Okay.
The same year. So, and she can sing. Oh my God, the woman can sing. So, as we got closer to the pageant, so I said, okay, I will be the pageant director. Now, all of the women were asked to bring a postcard or a little token from their state, representative of their state,
Good
to go
idea.
into get goodie bags, as they do
Right,
with Senior
right,
America.
right.
So you have a way to contact your friends. You meet people, you bond with them, and you want to be
Right.
able to find them. And I decided that for Renee, I was
Yes,
going to.
this is the
I
best.
said, Renee, you have to have lapel pins. And I have my
And I
lapel
didn't
pin
I know,
right here.
I know. You know, Judy and I are so busy that, and we went out to dinner the other day as a group, and Herb and Virginia wore their pins like
We forgot.
us were like, oh my God, we forgot.
So I had your brochures, and I tacked the pin and the brochure and my business card together, so they went in all of the contestants' bags, so they all went home with that information. And also, when my whole bio was up on the website, I had the link to your foundation there. I don't know if it's still there. I'm gonna find out if they can keep it, because I know
Yeah.
my face is still there as a founding, member.
That would be awesome, because, it's all about, networking and really,
Yeah.
Right.
connecting the dots. People may be looking at that and want to help an organization that you're involved with.
And there were a couple of women that competed that had strokes,
Wow.
and
We
came
can
back.
have them Skype in.
Yeah,
If they get in
sure.
touch with me.
Yes,
I
okay.
could interview them
Yeah.
and we can have them
It's
Skype
fine.
into one of the two.
Actually, I
studios.
would rather them be a part of the telethon.
We could
My
do that
Well, they're
also.
from way out, one of the ones from
Yeah,
Wisconsin,
but-
but they can come in remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my vision for the telethon is to get a person from each state.
Yes.
A
That's a-
person
that's-
from each
That's a
state
great
to
idea.
be a part, so that
Yeah.
we could have
Yeah.
the connection.
All those fingers
Yes,
reaching out.
yes.
Very good.
On that
Hopefully-
day.
Yeah.
If everything goes well, Sarah from Portland,
Sarah,
can't think of her last name now, who had a stroke in her early 20s. She lives in Portland, Maine, and she works for the American Stroke Association.
wow,
Good,
wow.
good, good.
Our next guest has just arrived, and I just want to
Yeah,
take one single second. I want to get them chairs to sit down, because, Bobby Baby Walker, our BBW, who looks very handsome today in blue, it just arrived in the studio. Hi, Bobby. That's okay.
Try to sabotage us.
That's so sad.
And-
I can't understand, but that's my world. I can't understand how people want
I
to
know.
hurt anybody.
I know.
Just be loved, give
But
love.
the good side of it was, all the rest of the women came through it so well and so positive, and they all had such a good time. And that's what they kept saying. This was, we don't care. We're out here to have a good time.
Yeah.
There's the handful of women that enter these pageants to win, because that's their focus.
Right.
And everybody else is just there to have a good time.
Right, and the truth is that people don't know what happens in the backdrop of any function. There's a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
happens
Oh,
in
yes.
the backdrop, and we know
Yeah.
because we've
Yeah.
operated a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But the face and everybody involved, and that had a lot to do with you. The credit to you to
He
keep.
kept it going. And
Kept
my
it
husband,
going.
I have to shout out to my husband, Herb Dubois. He was out there with me. He's like the pageant king.
Right.
We're as a couple, we're very involved with Senior America. He works with us at the pageant show, at the pageant and the fashion shows and so on. And he was out there, and he just worked constantly. We weren't always together in the same place, but he was moving things, he was getting things, he was organizing. He was working backstage at one point when we had the talent competition to keep things going.
Wow, wow.
And, without him, we couldn't have
have
done
to
it
have
either.
something.
We have to have, people doing these things. So we
And it's,
had our queen.
it's
yeah.
awesome that you have a spouse, a friend, a
Yeah.
confidant who,
Yes.
who supports you, because sometimes it gets a little crazy.
It can
in
get
our
crazy.
lives.
But you know what?
And we have to give a shout out to your husband,
Yes,
Andrew,
absolutely.
because Andrew has to deal with me. Me bothering them 24/7.
The upside for my husband is he's got women on both coasts that love him.
Yes.
He ends up with more
Yes.
hugs and kisses. He said the other day our the American fashion show was Thursday. And he said, women were hugging me and I don't even know who they are. But that was like a reception line and everybody was doing it, so he rolled with it.
He's very, 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 he's a very quiet gentleman.
He has his moments.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
very, very quiet, but he really.
He's a behind-the-scenes guy.
Yes, absolutely, positively,
Yeah.
absolutely
So
positive.
we love that. But in any event, so that's where we are. We are there, I believe, organizing a senior universe pageant.
Oh,
for
now that's
international.
bigger than.
Well, it's for international women. I don't know if people are coming from out of the country or these are people from, for instance, C.J. Marie, who is Sicilian, she's going to be representing Italy.
Wow.
So they have people representing their heritage. They're working to do this the first week of November. I said, you guys are trying to do 2 pageants on one
This year?
Yeah. I said, but I had to take a step back because I had to have shoulder surgery. I work full-time still, and my
Yeah.
bosses are wonderful people, Brado
They're very
Associates.
supportive.
They're
to
very
you.
supportive.
They are,
but-
and they supported our telethon last year
Yes.
as well. So we love you guys. We love you guys.
But I said, you know what, I owe them a lot more work, because I was, using time for conference calls and so on. So,
Ginny, while I'm thinking
yeah.
about it, we would love to present to them stroke awareness and aphasia awareness.
okay,
So
yeah,
sure.
sure.
so
Do a
offer to them. We can do
Okay.
a seminar for their business. Is there a lot of
Actually, it's
people?
it's a very small, it's a
Oh,
family,
okay.
it's 3 brothers and the father.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and it's very funny to be able to sit back and watch them fight and say, I have nothing to do with this family squabble,
But
They look at
everybody
me and I
should-
go, I'm Switzerland, don't even ask me again.
Hey, everybody should know that you offer that.
Yes,
Oh,
for-
yes,
yeah.
yes, I always
Yeah.
offer
To do
strokes and
seminars.
aphasia and
Yeah.
seminars, and really knowledge is power is the seminar.
what?
Seminar.
Why
name.
doesn't Renee come to one of the luncheons, our senior American luncheons?
Oh, that would be awesome.
To speak for a few minutes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, now I know that you work also, so maybe we have, because our luncheons are usually during the
No,
week.
I'm not working
You're-
at the moment.
Okay,
Not
let's-
working, not
No.
working for, not, well, let me
No, you're still-
let me
She's
correct,
working.
let me correct
Believe
that.
me, she's working.
I'm not employed by somebody, but I have many things
24
on my plate,
24 hours a
singing.
day, you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
involved.
singing, and actually I'm
Yeah.
starting a new business, not a new business, a new branch of my business, which we'll do a whole show on that. I don't wanna let it out of the bag too soon because it's gonna rock. It's gonna rock. And I actually wanna just organize, I worked on the brochures and I'm working on the website, and it
It
really,
really looks
it's,
great.
I
it's
can't
so
wait to
good.
find out.
It's
Yeah, I
so
know.
good. It's so good.
I'm
I'll
so
tell you off,
so
I'll tell you off
curious.
camera, because I don't wanna share, cause I want it to I wanna blast it out.
Yeah,
and
yes,
be this
absolutely.
big, here she comes, here she comes more.
yeah, no, that's great, that's great.
Because not to get on my subject, but just I just think it's all my life I've worked here, I worked here, I worked here, I worked here, I worked here, but this is
You're putting it all together.
I'm putting it all
Yeah.
together, coming
Yeah.
together with it. So
It's
it's so
dynamite.
exciting.
That's very exciting, very, very exciting.
Anyway, they're working on the
They're working on the
pad-
senior
the pad.
universe, and then they'll have another senior USA, I believe, sometime in June next year, back out in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I believe they're gonna stay in Las Vegas. So, hopefully, things move along, I'll get back on board.
So
At that
when is
point.
not November, the next one
No,
is?
this is this November,
No.
first week
I
of
thought
November,
they-
senior
Yeah, no, but
universe.
the one that you just went
The one,
to
that
was
was,
in May.
that was in May, that was
Because I
this
know it was
past
on
May.
your.
Yes, it was,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yes,
anniversary.
it sure was.
Yeah, that was this past May, and then the senior universe they're working on for the first week in November, and then another senior USA, next June
Right.
2018.
Right.
So, they're amazing women, and the women that are on the board now, some of them were from the pageant, and some have been in pageants for a long time. Lauren Monahan, who, I know, she organizes Super Bowls and huge
What I was
things.
thinking
Wow.
is,
Super
there's
Bowls.
a pageant organization in
Want to sing the
Massachusetts
national anthem.
that contacts people abroad and tells them about a pageant, has them send in their information, it's reviewed.
Yeah.
And then they come for about a week and then to mingle with everybody and then they're selected.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
That's an idea, yeah, yeah.
For the universe.
For the universe. It takes time to build this, and it's word of mouth, and.
But advertising in international
newspapers, yeah.
Yeah, I would, but why I ask is I said to you last year, like, I would love to go to Vegas with you.
Yeah, oh, that'd be amazing.
We would have.
That would be amazing, amazing.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, we hope it doesn't stay, we don't want it to stay in Vegas, we want it to go all across
we're
the
gonna,
country.
we'll go. Could you imagine, like, the second year? Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Let
so,
me know.
you know, so that's kind of the plan, that's what's out there, but meanwhile, I'm still part of Senior New York, and.
So what's going on with the Senior New York?
Well, right now, and I'll give a shout out on this, they're working on and sponsoring a Senior Idol competition for people over 50 and over, men, women.
A Senior Idol.
Senior Idol, yeah.
Singing?
Singing, dancing, comedians, groups, men,
Can I be
women.
the judge?
I don't know if they have judges yet. I'll find out.
I
I'll
would
find out.
love
They're
to
still
be a
having
judge.
auditions. I think they're still having one or two more auditions.
Senior Idol, there has to be judges.
Yeah,
Yes,
oh yeah,
there has to be a
For
judge.
preliminaries. All right, I'll talk to Marlene, because Marlene shoots amongst everything else that
Beauty
she
is
does.
one thing, music is another.
Yeah.
And entertainment.
And dancing and all those things. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And again, that's for 50 and over, not 60 and over. And the next Senior America pageant will be in July, the end of July, and I believe at Malloy College in Rockville Center.
In July?
In July, yeah. They pushed it. I guess maybe that's when they could get the theater. I don't know.
I see, it's a beautiful theater.
That's where they had the
and the
last
light-
year, right?
No,
The pageant?
No, we were out in Suffolk County. Which college was that? I don't even remember. But
I thought it was in.
but usually we're in the
Nassau
spring, but it's a little bit later this year
County.
coming
But
up.
Malloy College is
Yeah, but
the Madison Theater.
yeah, if people check to the NewYorkSeniorAmerica.org website for information,
That
if they're
is a-
interested, 60 and over, again, you have to have a stage talent, or Marlene will invent one for you. And it's
You can
Yeah,
smile,
Marlene.
how to smile and go.
and then there's the Seasoned Steppers, which
Yes.
is our precision
Oh my
dance line.
gosh, yes.
And-
They were on our first telethon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think so,
And
yeah.
people say, I want to be part of the Seasoned Steppers. Well, you have to compete. I don't want to compete, but you have to go through the pageant to be, and women who are 60 and over, they've never had dance shoes on. And they come in, and Marianne Stahl, who's our director, they learn, and they've got those cute little costumes and their fishnet stockings.
Wow.
And, all the way from 60 to, how old was Ruthie?
Wow.
She's 91.
Yes,
The
yes,
90s.
yes,
Ruth
yes.
DiMartino.
Right,
Yeah, and-
Ruth, and I'm trying to think, there's another lady
There's
that's in her, not on the
No,
dance.
not that I was talking about the dance line. They're amazing.
I know,
They're
I
absolutely,
know.
they're so
I know.
cute. They just, I look at them and like, oh, these are the most adorable women.
And that goes right back to what we were saying at the beginning of the show, what a wonderful organization it is
Yes.
to be involved with that, because it brings you some self-esteem, and it brings you new life, and it
Yeah.
gives you new hopes.
Yes.
You know, and it gives you new challenges in life, and it
Yeah.
really, it's a sisterhood, the way you
Yeah.
guys
And
said.
you know, every woman should give it a chance.
Yeah.
Because
No, really, you're right.
Every woman
She's
should
trying to
try
talk
that.
me into it.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, I'm gonna be on your case for you.
Oh my God.
Believe me.
Could you imagine like adding that onto
The
my?
minute you hit
Well,
60,
the other-
I will have you in that pageant.
But she lives in New Jersey. We're gonna have to get her
Yeah,
a
she
New
will
York
be in the New
resident.
Jersey.
Oh, the New Jersey.
pageant.
We're competing against
Unless,
her.
of course, she does what I'd like her to do
And
and
move to New York.
have a residence in New York,
Yes,
like
there
I've
you
been
go.
telling
And you'll be
her.
part of our group. But New Jersey has a very strong cameo club also. And they have what we have also, the showcases. We do, and that's what hooked me in, because, again, I've had my dance company for so many years, and it just, after 25 years, and people get married, and people move away, and whatever, and it went away. And I
Right,
missed
right.
that so much. And when I first checked the website for New York Senior America, and I saw the showcases,
Wow.
I said, that's it. I
Wow.
can come back in, this is my home.
Oh, so that's how you.
That's what hooked me in, that I could come back in and I would have a place to go and do volunteer performances.
Okay,
Wow.
I saw it in one of the newsletters,
Yeah,
in one of the newspapers, actually, and I said, I'm gonna try that.
okay, yeah.
I had been doing stand-up comedy, and I said, I'm gonna do that.
Well, that's what you did. That's
I
what you
did
did.
that
Then.
for a
Yeah,
few years.
yeah. Judy's very funny. She's got such a dry sense of humor. You know. And,
We have some very funny ladies,
Yeah.
even out in Las Vegas, we had one woman had us, in the rehearsal, we were on the floor, she was so funny.
oh God,
It's great, it's great, it's good to see women. We had 2 mother-daughter teams in Las Vegas.
wow.
We had Sherry McGee and her mom Norma, who's in her early 90s.
Wow.
Oh,
Who
that's
still
wonderful.
performs with their showcases. She wasn't performing in Las Vegas, but she was there. And Gladys Hughes, who's also in her early 90s, and her daughter Bonnie were both competing.
Wow.
And wasn't there a mother and daughter a few years back, Bonnie?
That's Bonnie and Gladys.
Bonnie and Laura?
Oh, Laura? No, I don't know. Maybe that's
Bonnie-
before my time.
Bonnie King?
No,
No?
no.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm saying the wrong last name.
Okay.
So it's exciting. We're happy. We're so honored that you chose our organization to be the platform for you.
I had to. I didn't have a choice. I said, I have to
Yeah.
do this.
It's good though. It's good, like we said. But so let's go a little bit into your stroke history, so that
Okay.
new Facebook followers
Yeah.
and people can understand the effects of having a stroke and how it happened to you. Very briefly, because I know
Okay,
we talk about it
we've
all the
talked
time.
about it before.
But we want to give a brief history of what
Yeah.
happened to you, and then talk about your recovery and how you maintain your recovery.
Yeah.
Which we have to get into with our
Right,
BBW
yeah.
over there later on.
Well, 9 years ago now, I had a very small stroke. I had an aphasia. It came on kind of slowly. I was out of work at the time, but I was very busy. I've always been very active, very healthy. No history of stroke in the family.
Right.
And I just, it kind of, was a couple of days, I wasn't feeling well, just not right. And I was hearing myself talking a little strange. And then it got to that.
That's really odd. That's really
Not really, I was
good
just
that-
like missing a word or something.
Yeah, but it's really good that you
Noticed?
I
noticed it.
noticed it. Well, it wasn't, and then we got to Saturday, and my husband and I went out to do our grocery shopping and so on, and I looked, I said, am I talking funny? And he said, yeah, kind of. And we got home, and we were doing some stuff, we were expecting company, and I walked past him, and I said, oh, I was watching some television show, and I said, oh, you're watching so-and-so, and I couldn't get the words out.
Mm.
And I tried it again, and I went upstairs in the house, and he followed me, he said, say that again. He said, you're going to the hospital right now.
Did he know the signs of a stroke? Was he
really,
aware?
I don't know that he was really aware that much, but he knew something was wrong.
Right.
So we went to LIJ, to the emergency
That's
room,
a
and they
good
just,
hospital.
1, 2, 3, and they started doing tests. And they came by a little bit later and said, okay, well, we're waiting for a room to open up because you've had a stroke. And it's like it didn't compute at all. It
Right,
was
to
like-
you, but to
You didn't know-
Herb it must
you
have
didn't know
confused
anything.
I had no
about the
idea.
signs of
No,
stroke?
I had no idea. I did not know what
Well,
was
because
going
what
on.
I was talking about on Ron's show on the radio this morning is that, the misconception of strokes. People associate a stroke with your grandparents. That
Mhm.
really is what you associate a stroke
And paralysis, and I didn't
Yes.
have any of that.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
couldn't talk.
with. How old were you?
This is 9 years ago, so I was 60.
So you were young.
Yeah.
You were young. So it happens to young people. Myself, I was 26. Lisa Deck, who was on the show the
Right,
other day, 21.
20 or 21.
Demont, who was on the show, I believe he was in his 20s.
Yes.
BBW over there. Young people have strokes.
Yeah.
And that's why we do this, to make you aware of the stroke signs. And I'm going to say them again so that you're aware of them. It's fast. It's the face, if the face is drooping. A, which is the arms. If your arm is not, you can't put your arms up straight, which I can't put that arm up very easily. If your arms don't go out straight. S, which is the smile,
Yeah.
and the speech. I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
I
Yeah.
associate both with
Yeah.
them. If you can't speak the way Ginny couldn't speak, or if you can't smile evenly, which once again I can't right now. You
Or if
can.
your face
Yeah,
you
no,
can.
yeah.
But if your face droops,
Yeah.
and then this is the most important one, the time. The time to get to the hospital. You have a 4.5 hour window from the onset of a stroke to be determined to make sure that you get the proper recovery. You get the proper medical care. That is so important.
And a lot of people let time go by and they think whatever is wrong with them is
Well,
going to get
it'll
better.
pass.
It's
It'll
going to
pass.
get worse.
It'll
Yeah.
So
pass.
Yeah.
do not wait
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yes.
If you're
Yeah.
feeling that way, go right to the
Yes.
hospital.
Yeah.
And then what I always tell people, there's an added piece to this. A reason why it's really important to understand the signs of a stroke. Because if you see your family, friends, even anyone you don't know, with those signs, you need to tell the 911 or the hospital or the ambulance that they could be suffering a stroke. Don't make the ambulance, the hospital, and the people attending to your friend or your family or just anyone to have to go through the process. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
You need to cut through the chase and let them know this person could be suffering a stroke because they're slurring, or this person could be suffering a stroke because they can't put their arms out, or this person. So that is like,
Yeah.
that is so urgent.
And when they
Urgent.
get to the hospital, if they went by ambulance, they could send them right in for an MRI
yeah.
or an
Right.
MRA or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
they do that very
They
quickly.
what happens is I was an ambassador for Strokes in Valley Hospital, and I sat in, and what they do is they go into stroke mode. And what'll happen is if you tell the ambulance or you tell 911 that your person could be suffering a stroke, they will tell the ambulance. The ambulance will then call the hospital. They will do not stop at triage on the way in. They will do that over the phone, and when you go in, you go right for a CAT scan to
Right.
determine
Yes.
they have a stroke. Now, don't get me wrong. What you need, you're just passing along the information. The medical will determine, whether you're having a stroke or not. But you need to let them know that you could possibly, or
Yeah.
someone you love could possibly be suffering a
And you
stroke.
can save their life.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I went to work for the people that I work for now, I told them, because that was in March, and I went to work for them the beginning of July that year. So I told them, I said, look, I've had this. I said, if I start to talk funny, get me to the hospital.
Right.
Their grandmother had had a number of strokes, so they
Wow.
were aware,
Right.
and they were familiar with it. They said, don't worry, we'll take care of it.
Wow.
But I've been very fortunate. It was a brief episode. What I have, and this is something that's very unusual, because I have low blood pressure, I have no other
Right,
health issues.
right.
I have something called fibromuscular dysplasia.
Wow.
It can show up in 3 or 4 different parts of your body, but in my carotid arteries, it will narrow, the carotid will narrow and then swell, and it almost looks like a string of pearls in an
Wow.
x-ray. And what we believe is a small blood clot got lodged in
Wow.
there and then broke loose and got into my brain.
Wow.
It's the best guess we have, because there's nothing else wrong.
Mm.
So I am on a regimen of Plavix. I see
Is
my
it a blood thinner?
it's a blood thinner. It's not a big, strong one, just like one little pill a day. I think I read somewhere that that's the most prescribed medication
Yeah.
in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that must be one step above an aspirin,
Yeah, probably.
right?
Yeah.
That's a
It also prevents plaque buildup.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it keeps things from sticking
Kathy,
together.
when we get on the show, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Kathy will talk about that in our next show.
So, but my doctor recommended that because it can show up in your kidneys, and this is something that only is ever really found when they're looking for something else, and they go, oh, look at this, So I had that checked, and in the carotid arteries can also develop there, and
So you
everything
should
else is
have-
clear.
People should have their carotid arteries checked every year so that they know whether they
Carotid,
have
yeah,
a buildup.
and the coronary artery can, and I had
Right.
everything tested.
Right.
So I have the tests done every year. They do not only the carotid arteries, but they do an intracranial Doppler. They go through my eyeballs, they put the goo on. No, it's not, there's nothing painful. It's what they do when they do an ultrasound. It's just a little thing on your eye, here where there's an opening,
Okay.
and up the back of my neck, so
Oh,
that they
wow.
can actually see your brain.
Oh,
That is incredible.
It's
that they
incredible.
can
that
see
they
your
can-
brain.
Yeah, and everything, and I spoke to them, they said everything is stable. Nothing has changed since the day I had the stroke. Everything, he said, it probably will, I don't know whether I was born with it, whether it developed along the way. They don't know if it's hereditary or,
how often do you have to be checked, like with an MRI? Do you
I haven't
have
had
to
an
be?
MRI
Since
since,
then?
no, I have
Oh,
not.
all
Just the
right.
carotid, it's just the Dopplers
Okay,
that they do, the
okay.
ultrasounds are what they check with. So, that's my regimen right now. I see the neurologist and have that done once a
Wow.
year, and he's very confident that everything is gonna be fine. So I've been very, very lucky, but I always say that was my stroke of luck, because if that didn't happen in a small way, and that
Oh.
continued,
You would have
I
had
could
a
have had
major stroke.
something big and bad.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I believe it was
Yeah.
a stroke of luck, because it's a little whisper. It's a
Yeah.
little wink, that this is happening, you have to take
Yeah.
care of it. Be sure
Yeah.
to be aware of what you're doing.
And just to tie that all into Senior America, although I can speak for the most part, I can speak well. But every once in a while, you know, the words get lost, and maybe that just happens.
Never
But
noticed that.
people, if you don't know me, you wouldn't know.
I know you.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
But I said, okay, but it's in the back of my mind that
Oh,
it
right.
it would, you know. So I said, I have to go through a personal interview and I have to speak on stage.
Oh,
If
you were-
I, for the competition for
were
seniors,
nervous?
well, it wasn't so much, I said, if I can do this, then I know I've conquered it. You know, I would get all of my confidence back. And I aced the whole thing.
Right.
And I said, so that's what being in Senior America or competing for that kind of did for my confidence.
What I need to do is to it takes me extra time to really plan, to come with an outline, and then to just have an outline for myself. I don't need to look at it, honestly, but just have an
Just to know
outline.
that
The
you
act
did
of
it.
putting it together
Yes,
is,
yes. So I'm kind of like, you know, organizing my thoughts, because sometimes when I get tired, I'm all over the place, which everybody knows. But no, it's true. So I try to, you know, take it easy, trust in myself,
Yeah.
and do my work. You know, things that I do every day, it's just
Well,
very
right.
natural to me.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that's one of the things that I always try to tell people is, you know, whatever you do in your life, do it well, learn it well, you know, take care of yourself, because it may come a point in your life where you need to trust in that stuff. And you know, with softball, after I had my stroke, I went out and played softball. I mean, I would say 99% of the time I played third base. Once again, I was, you know, not afraid. But no, what I did was, you know, once in a while the ball would go like flying. But I was good. So I learned from that is something that was known in my brain, that knew how to throw the ball, pick up the ball, throw it to first, pick up the ball. So like
Right.
it was embedded in me.
Yes,
It was embedded
Yeah.
in me. So I always try to tell people to, you know, learn what you need to learn really good and to practice it.
Yeah.
Practice
Yeah.
it.
absolutely.
So it was good. It was good. So what's moving forward? What do you have to, so your health is okay?
My health is okay now, I'm just recovering from the shoulder surgery, so I've got some rehab to go so I can dance again, because
Yeah.
the arm isn't really being very cooperative. And just looking forward to, you know, next year's senior New York pageant, and then, you know, seeing what's gonna happen with
What
us.
month, when?
That's gonna be in July. Yeah.
So our
you have a
telethon's
date?
in March.
July 29th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my dad's birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday,
happy
Daddy.
birthday, yeah. So, and your telethon is?
My telethon is March 25th,
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
That's always on Palm Sunday. If, you know, that's where I always
It's
want to
early
keep it
this
in that
year,
season.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh, and we're going to Disney World in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
We don't go every year, but we go a lot, and our wedding anniversary is in October.
Yeah, I was
so
just
we
gonna bring that up. You
yeah.
beat me to it.
Oh.
How many years?
That will be 11. We've had
Wow.
10
Happy
last year. Thank you.
Happy
Thank you, yeah.
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, so we
That's
go down there
awesome.
and we just have fun and be silly and be crazy. and,
Good,
yeah.
good, good,
That
good.
keeps you young.
It does,
I
it
love the
does.
commercial where, you know, you know, the grandparents are on, what is it, the elephant?
Yeah,
And they're like, wee!
yeah, yeah.
You know, and they're just like having the time of their lives.
We just follow people that have kids and watch the kids, you know, playing around.
It's a lot
You know,
of fun
it's
to do.
Yeah.
Disney World is so magical.
It is.
It's so magical.
It is, yeah.
I'll never forget, we were in Disney World. We went a long time ago, my former husband and our children, we went to Disney World. And, you know, you gotta get out of the room at 2:00.
Oh,
But
yeah.
our flight wasn't until the nighttime.
Uh-huh.
So we got out of the room and we were sitting in the lobby, and someone came and asked us, because they wanted to see if we were, you know, shouldn't have been there
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're there. So we were there, but make a long story short, we got on the plane, we went home, then we got a letter in the mail from Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
You know, they always follow up, you
Yes.
know, and hope you had a magical time in Disney World. There was a signed photograph
Yeah,
of Mickey and
uh-huh.
Goofy and.
They still do that, yeah, we
Yes,
still get that.
yes,
Sometimes
yes.
they'll leave messages in the room on the phone, you
Yes.
know, it's a wake-up call, or if, well, the wake-up call was Donald Duck screaming in your ear. That was, I said, okay, I'm awake now. But they do everything, they prepared for this hurricane very well.
Oh,
They,
yes.
they.
What did they do for that too? I hope everybody who's, we're thinking about
Yeah,
everybody
everyone in Florida
in
and
Florida and
Texas, yeah,
Texas
yeah.
and all that, so we're praying for everybody.
They're, even though they don't have a lot of big storms in Orlando, they're still prepared. They do things like the trash cans, they weighted down with water, so they wouldn't fly around.
Wow.
All of the street lamps and all those glass globes they have, they
Somebody
stay
you
in.
know there that you knew? what
No, I was
they
just
were-
reading this,
Oh.
on the internet, different stories and
Wow.
stuff. My cousin actually they evacuated, she lives in Melbourne, and they went to Orlando for a couple of days, and then their home was okay. But,
Yeah.
so Orlando, they took some hits, but not nearly as bad as, whatever.
Mm.
But they built everything strong there. They had some trees go down, and they have, a lot of leaves and things that they're cleaning up. But,
I would like to see the world underneath, they say.
oh, I've been down there.
You
We did
have?
a tour. You can take a tour. It was a lot of fun. They walked us all over the park. It was a whole day thing. And they call them utilidors.
What are they called, down, below?
Underneath, yes. And actually, the Magic Kingdom is the second story. Everything is down, and then they built that on top of it.
I see.
And it's where all the characters, their costume
Yeah,
shops, their
yeah.
barbers, their offices, everything is down there.
Wow.
And it all started because one time Walt Disney himself, and this might have been in California or something, saw a character in the wrong part of the park walking across the park. And he said, that's not right. So that was the germ of the idea, to have everything
Yeah.
happen underground.
Wow, it's almost like Washington DC.
Yeah.
When I was in Washington DC, I was amazed to find out at the White House that there was an underground
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And they even had a store to buy like, paper and pens and, ink. And I was so amazed at that world. I'm like, oh my God, there's a whole world in there. And the reason they did that was to make it easy for the senators and
Everybody to get
around.
to get around without
Yes.
people,
Yeah.
And there's tunnels.
There's there's tunnels, and
Yeah.
in those tunnels, there's a whole world. It just blew me away,
Yeah.
blew me away. But Disney World is just, it's phenomenal.
They're so smart. It's a money machine. It's, every year they come up with some new way that they're getting people to, now they have you can buy a package if you want to watch the fireworks in any of the parks from a special place, a little restaurant, and then you'll have dessert and wine and things and watch the fireworks instead of having to stand outside.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
But that's like, $50, $75, $100,
Yeah,
So
but it's good for people.
you're on
who-
vacation, people say, oh, we're only gonna do this once, and they, so there are always new ideas, there's always new things going on.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have the telethon in March 25th, 2015. You could follow us for the telethon on this Facebook as well, on ReneMarie Twitter. ReneMarie777 is my Twitter. You can follow it at our website, which is www.languageoflove.telethon.org, or you can of course go to our website, which is ReneMarie Stroke of Luck TV.com. We have so many websites, and also our foundation website, which I gave it earlier, which is www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org. So we're all over the place. So if you ever need anything, you can of course Facebook me or Twitter me or reach out to me anyway. If you need any help with strokes and aphasia or information, or you want us to come and give a Knowledge is Power seminar at your organization, we would love to do that. Give us a few websites for your Senior America.
The New York Senior America is spelled out, NewYorkSeniorAmerica.org. This organization is www, of course, MSSeniorUSA.org. And those are the two websites, either one that they can go to. The New York people can come in New York and be part of this, and if they want to travel and be part of a national pageant right off the bat. Some of the states, we do have some of the states now for USA have organized pageants, state pageants. So that's building, state organizations now. I know they had one in Alabama already.
They're doing a
so
wonderful job.
They really are.
in a very
The ladies
short period
are
of time.
amazing. We've got such dynamic people. We really do. It's
Women
very
power.
exciting. Yeah, absolutely.
Power women.
Yeah.
We have a lot of energy. That's our problem. We got to put it to good use,
Yeah, no,
certainly
it keeps
are
you going.
doing
If,
that.
if you don't keep doing new things, you don't get involved in things, you're gonna sit home and you're just gonna turn into a vegetable.
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
brain
And you're going
turns
to
to
be
mush.
very bored.
Yeah, well, you turn into a vegetable, that's all. And it's mush.
So, well, thank you for being a part of
Thank
today's
you.
show.
My pleasure.
You know.
Always, always, always. And
Yes.
we'll think of more things to involve you in.
Oh, yes, well, I wanna.
Especially Miss New York Scene. Well,
She'd
actually,
be a judge for New York
Yeah,
City
she
in
could,
America.
yeah.
I'll have to send, I'm gonna send Marlene an email.
that's a good idea.
Because
Yeah.
she always needs people who have,
Show
a
business.
platform. And
Yes.
so you
Yes.
know, we're already connected
Yes.
with many of the ladies.
Yes, that's
that-
awesome.
That might be.
And I wanna do Idol, that's my favorite.
Okay,
Idol.
I'll ask her. She
Yeah.
may already have everybody lined up for that,
Okay.
but I'll certainly,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
put
yeah.
your name in there.
Yeah, hey.
sure.
And when you become 60.
Yes, we're all gonna be on your
And
doorstep.
then New Jersey.
They're gonna have to clone me, never mind. There's gonna be like 3 Renees.
And then on
Renee
to-
number 1, Renee number 2.
And then on to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good, so.
Yeah, all good.
There was something I wanted to say before we ended, and I forget what it is. So,
That's quite all right.
yes.
Thank
So,
you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
We're honored and privileged to, have this platform, through Facebook and through the internet and to really YouTube and our website to bring you stroke and aphasia awareness and what we're doing. So it really is a humble honor. It really is, because we're in your homes right now. The way TV used to get into people's homes, and we're in your phones, and you can watch us from anywhere on the platform and the face of the earth. It's pretty remarkable, So we're gonna say adios, hasta luego, and we'll be back on the air on Facebook Live doing our second show from Long Island broadcast. And thank you to Judy for setting us up in Long Island. We love Long Island. Long Island has been wonderful to us. But the next show, we're having our friend BBW, Bobby Baby Walker, and his wife, Kathy Walker. Bobby's had a struggle in the last few months. He's suffered 3 strokes, right, Kat? Three strokes. Has suffered from some aphasia. Looks remarkable today. Kathy has her own health struggles going on with AFib, so we're going to talk to them about what they're doing and how it is to suffer from a stroke, ongoing strokes, and really how Kathy knew that Bobby was suffering a stroke because she was part of this organization and really part of the awareness that we're trying to bring to everybody. So, we really feel humbled that we're saving lives and that we saved someone we love's lives as well. So, we're gonna go and we'll see you at 2:30, and let's blow our kisses. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today.